staff is going to be protected. Will play out in the courts, and so we'll just have to see what got requested.
Yeah, this is a dramatic moment indeed. David Chalian, what's your reaction?
Well, one thing that I think is really important to separate out, just because I know people have seen Mike Pence in the headlines dealing with the documents case. That is not what we're talking about here. As Jessica was just reporting and what Caitlin Collins has reported about the content, or at least the area of content that the subpoena is interested in, is related to January 6th. So it's not about the most recent issues that you've seen, even though there are special counsels looking into the documents there. And I think that's key. I'll also remind you, you'll recall, when the January 6th committee was looking to perhaps seek testimony from Mike Pence and in a dance with them to figure out if there's a way. You remember Mike Pence, when his book came out in the fall and he was giving a lot of interviews, he said the January 6th committee had no right to his testimony. He walled himself off from that. And so dealing with the Department of Justice and a special counsel investigation is quite different than dealing with a committee in the House. And so now, whatever the terms here, and as Elliot is saying, we have a lot to learn here. It'll be crucial to understanding how walled off certain things are and actually to procure what they're looking for, or if indeed there's going to be a blockade. And I'll just say one other thing. This couldn't come at a worse time for Mike Pence right now and where he is politically. He is very much doing everything somebody does who wants to launch a presidential campaign. And he is caught right now in a vice because he leans into and stands by what he did to save democracy on January 6th, as he should. I'm not begrudging
He did the right
that.
thing.
Yeah. He did absolutely the right thing. It's just that ever since he did that, Donald Trump has worked to make him anathema to the Republican base that he's going to seek right now in a potential Republican nomination contest. And his attachment to Trump is part of his credentials. So he is in this very tough situation, and now being asked to testify related to January 6th is only going to remind Republican base voters about this divide with the former president.
Yeah, and listen,